Hey guys, Glenn Dolan here with my predictions for Survivor Series. Let's kick it off, guys. Survivor Series airs tonight, and let's start with the pre-show. So, confirmed for tonight's pre-show, we have an in-ring segment with Bad News Barrett. I'm going to assume that this is just going to be him coming in telling us that he's nearly ready for return. So, hopefully, based on reports that I've read, he should be out for maybe another 4 to 6 weeks. So, hopefully, back in plenty of time for the SummerSlam pay-per-view. So hopefully that's what we're going to get. We're also going to get, apparently, I believe I've read somewhere, the return of Fandango to, so that will be quite interesting. Apparently it's going to be new and improved, but I really highly doubt that. I think he's just going to be doing the same old crap that he always does. So yeah, I don't really expect much from the Fandango return, but it'll be nice to see BMB back, especially being a British wrestling fan. I've always been a big supporter of Wade Barrett. I think he's got a lot of talent. So fingers crossed that this guy is going to be back soon and that the WWE has big things planned for him. So moving on to the main card now, guys. We start off with a Divas Elimination Survivor Series match. Basically, we have a set of face divas, a set of heel divas. You know, all the cast pretty much of Total Divas. So, yeah, I didn't even bother really looking up the competitors. I really don't expect anything too big or exciting from this match. The only thing we might get on is a little bit of, like, tension and, you know, rivalries between certain women building up to the next season of Total Divas, which is going to feature Paige. So, therefore, based on that, I'm going to say that Paige's team gets the win. Hopefully to push her and, you know, let everybody know that she's going to be in the next series of Total Divas. So I think it's just pretty much like a marketing ploy, as it were, just to try and boost viewership for the next series. But yeah, I wouldn't expect anything too great from this match. Okay, moving on to the next match on the card. These aren't in any particular order, guys, by the way. So the next one I'm going to talk about is the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match, featuring the Usos, Los Matadores, the Tag Team Champions, Goldust and Stardust, and Miz and Mizdow. This is a very intriguing match. I believe it's just first fall wins the championship. With it being Survivor Series, I really thought they might have done a elimination style match for this, but it doesn't appear that they're going in that direction unless something changes perhaps on the pre-show or just before the start of the event on the main card. So I think it's safe to say that Los Matadores are definitely not winning here. I think they're just there for show. Usos have been in a rival with Gold Star for quite some time now, and I really don't see them getting the titles back at this point. So that leaves us with two teams, and either team really could win. So it's really difficult to, you know, pick a winner, but I think it's going to be a lot of back and forth. My prediction for this is I'm going to say Miz and Mizdow are going to take the Tag Team Championships, just because I think Mizdow is getting over a lot quicker than what anyone could anticipate. Therefore, the breakup between Miz and Mizdow is probably going to, you know, be moved forward a bit, in my opinion. So I think that we're going to see the Miz and Mizdow crowd crowned the WWE Tag Team Champions at this event. I think it's going to be a very good match. You're going to have a lot of high-flying offense with the Usos and Los Matadores. I'm hoping to see some of that stellar Cody Rhodes offense as Stardust, of course. I think the Stardust character works really, really well, and I expect some really big things from this match. Would not be surprised if Gold Star, that's what I like to call Goldust and Stardust. Wouldn't be surprised if they came out with the titles tonight, but if I was to put money down, I'd put it down on Miz and Mizdow. Okay, third match on the card, guys, is Nikki Bella versus AJ Lee. Now, I know there's been a lot of reports and online speculation about AJ Lee possibly finishing up with WWE after Survivor Series. I wouldn't really take that at face value. It's been said a lot about AJ Lee in the past, and I don't really think that this has any more credibility than any other rumour. It's really difficult to decide, but it's exactly 1 month since we had the last pay-per-view, so therefore at a specific time, Brie Bella's obligation to be the personal assistant for Nikki Bella is going to end. So I think they're going to time it so that like towards the end of the match is going to be Brie becomes freed from her personal assistant duties, and it's going to end up costing Nikki the match, and thus reigniting the Brie and Nikki Bella feud. So I am going to go for AJ Lee to defeat Nikki Bella and retain the WWE Women's title, Divas Championship, whatever you want to call it. And this could possibly lead, I think, possibly to a triple threat match at the next pay-per-view, which completely escapes me. Is it still Elimination Chamber, or are they changing it, or... No, Elimination Chamber's before WrestleMania, isn't it? It's not that. But whatever the next pay-per-view is, anyway, guys. Okay. Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt. This has had, in my opinion, quite a lacklustre build. There hasn't been anything all too special about this rivalry. Nothing that's really wowed me. And when you've got two great characters like this, you know, great on the microphone, amazing in the ring, I'd have expected more build. I don't think this match is going to disappoint, though. I think they're going to put on a really stellar performance. They're going to leave it all in the ring. And it'll be nice to see the dynamic between Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose, both having this, like, psychotic character, you know, both not really being put off by anyone. And Wyatt's thing was, you know, used to, you know, like, terrify people, you know, when he did the crab walk and things like that. As is, you know, can be seen in his feud with John Cena, when he went for, you know, especially when he went for the 5-knuckle shuffle during one of the matches, and he pops up straight into the crab walk, and Cena pretty much craps his pants, to be honest. So yeah, that can be seen in that rivalry. But I think this is going to have a different dynamic. I think it's just going to be an absolute war, and I really hope that WWE gives this match a decent amount of time. I'm hoping at least 20 minutes, somewhere around the 20-minute mark, and I'll be fine with it for a match. I just want to really see them, like, showcase the talents and their abilities. For this one, I think that Bray Wyatt is going to pick up the victory. I don't think a loss for Ambrose would hurt him at this point. He's still getting this main event push. But I think Wyatt's going to resort to some sort of, like, weird tactic, sort of like when he won the steel cage match against John Cena in their rivalry. You know, when you have the kid coming out and doing stuff like that. I can see that sort of finish for this match, based on how he made his return against Dean Ambrose in the Hell in the Cell. So I'm going to go for Wyatt for this one. Then we're going to have Ambrose pick up the second victory in the feud. And as for the third one, I will see on the build and give you more information closer to the time. Okay, next is the main event. Team Cena versus Team Authority in a traditional Survivor Series elimination tag team match. Cena wins, lol. That's pretty much all I can say. There's no real way that the Team Authority can really win this based on, like, the building things, unless they've got a plan. Well, I'll talk about it. There is actually only one way that I can think about it. But yeah, the real way I see this going is it's going to be the people that are feuding are going to be, you know, eliminated. I can see, like, Mark Henry taking out the Big Show, perhaps Ziggler eliminating Luke Harper. Yeah, Luke Harper. That's right. I think that's the sort of way it's going to go. And then at the end, maybe have a 2, maybe 3 on one scenario potentially, with Cena taking out a couple of members of the Authority, such as Kane, maybe taking out. I'm not sure, but I can see Rusev getting himself disqualified in the match. So has that, he doesn't have to do the job, which I think would make a lot of sense. But I think ultimately, as anyone can predict, it's going to come down to Team Cena versus John Cena versus Seth Rollins as the 2 final survivors for their teams. And I think it's going to be pretty much a case of the Authority tries to interfere, potentially, you know, try and keep themselves alive. And yeah, Cena still ends up getting the win. The only other thing is, obviously, they could interfere and Rollins manages to beat Cena, and then Vince McMahon comes back the day after and is like, you know, you interfered in this match, you know, it's not a clean victory, you may still be in power, but I will make sure that you get out, leading to the McMahon power struggle towards WrestleMania. The only other way I think the Authority could win is, as I'm sure you've all heard, it's scheduled for Randy Orton to make an appearance tonight. And the only other way I can see the Authority winning is if Orton comes in, RKO out of nowhere, bang, lays out Seth Rollins, and Team Authority wins via disqualification. So Team Authority then really happy and glad, and then same principle again. Vince McMahon comes back on Monday Night Raw, tells them it was a disqualification victory, so everyone is reinstated. I'm going to overturn your decision to have people fired. And there we go. There's no harm, no foul. But to be honest, really, whichever way it goes, there's not going to be any really great loss. I mean, the Authority have fantastic figures on TV, but we've seen them for so long now. I think it'd be nice for a change of pace. And, you know, maybe get someone else in, as not as an Authority figure, but, you know, just someone who has that on-screen presence, you know what I mean? Just so it doesn't seem as though it's just self-running organisation, as though there is someone in power. Maybe the GMs. I'd rather not see the GMs, but just something. I think you need definitely a different sort of dynamic of who's going to be in charge. Okay, guys, that is everything that is confirmed that I've predicted so far. If you don't want any additional spoilers, I apologise I didn't give you a spoiler alert before mentioning the return of Randy Orton. But if you don't want any more spoilers, then shut the video off here, and I thank you for watching. And for anyone that has stayed with me, as I'm sure anyone who's read the dirt sheets online, apparently tonight we'll see the debut of none other than Sting. Apparently this is going to be a big ploy, a way that, you know, something exciting so that WWE is going to get more subscribers to the network by having Sting debut on the free pay-per-view. I personally think it's a good decision. It could only help. It's not going to turn fans off of the thought of buying the network. It's only going to improve what, you know, people's, you know, want and desire to get the network. I definitely think it'll help. What he'll do or how he'll interfere, I don't know. It depends on what they have in store. One of the best ways I think maybe possibly to bring Sting in would maybe be during the Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt match, because you have, or perhaps afterwards, because you have Bray Wyatt's this, you know, really strange character, and Sting has that same sort of, you know, personality about him, you know, really strange and mysterious, and I think that those two would have a good dynamic. And also just having this stare down, even if they're not going to get into a match anytime soon, I think it would just be a really epic moment. And according to Wrestling Observer Radio as well, there are other surprises that could possibly be scheduled. Apparently some of them have been penciled in for quite some time, but with the return of Randy Orton and the debut of Sting, they may hold off on some of these surprises. I don't know what they are. I can't find any information on any of the dirt sheets about what these surprises may be. But with the lackluster card, I mean, not lackluster in terms of, you know, there's going to be some good matches, but lackluster in terms of the number of matches. I mean, what I've got here is I've got 5 on the main card, and normally for a pay-per-view of this size, you have normally about 7, 8, something along those lines. So yeah, I mean, I guess the traditional Survivor Series match with Cena and the Authority, that's going to take up a larger proportion of the time than, say, what a traditional main event match would. So I'm guessing it could work, but I would expect to see another surprise on this pay-per-view. I don't know what it would be. I don't know if it's going to be like the return of a legend or something along those lines. If it's going to be someone who's injured making a return, I have no idea, but hopefully we'll find out tonight, guys. So that has been my review of WWE Survivor Series. Not my review, sorry, that has been my prediction video for WWE Survivor Series 2014. I'll be back later on in the week with my review after I've actually had a chance to watch it. So take care, have a nice night, and enjoy the Survivor Series main event.